Yeah, before we get started here, I just wanted to say, is it Derek Johnson?
Yes.
I thought it was Zach for some reason.
Zach would be my much younger brother.
Okay.
Who is,
I think there was a Zach Johnson from Avon.
that is from, well, there is one from Avon as well, but. that
Well,
would be
anyways,
my younger brother.
I just wanted to say, I was told by you in that very parking lot back there during the October minutes, while they were doing, executive session, that I could get on the minutes and I could talk to the council. And that's what I'm here to do. Okay?
I'm going to preface that.
Okay?
You can't start cussing and swearing.
Yep.
You can't start calling people names, but
Sure.
yes, to address the board.
Yep.
Perfectly fine.
All right, you guys got all that, right?
No, because you're on the agenda.
Perfect.
And,
I just wanted to make sure we're in the clear here, fellas. So I wanted to start this committee called the Keep Springfield Free Committee. I am here to embrace freedom, okay? Show of hands, who in here likes freedom? Nobody likes freedom. Nobody likes freedom? So you guys like freedom, right? Okay. I want to ask the councilman, each one of you guys, do you like freedom? We'll start with you, Gary.
Certainly.
How about you, Raddick?
Yep.
Mayor?
Sure.
You? You guys like freedom? Green, you like freedom?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys support big government? Gary?
Not big government,
How about you, Raddick? The rest of you?
very loosely defined, you know.
So a consensus, we like freedom, we don't like big government, right? Okay. Last I checked, every one of the councilmen up here is a conservative, okay? One of the most core values of being a conservative is having less government control of you and your life and your property. Less government, more freedom, okay? So what happened? Because the code enforcement is opposite of this. So I'll move on, I guess. You know, when people come here, they are sold a false sense of freedom. They think, hey, a small town on the river, no one will bother us. Well, I'd call them wrong. I have a question for each one of you. Have any of you read the ordinance book cover to cover? Show of hands, each one of the councilmen. Okay.
Been a while, but yeah.
Raddick, okay, you guys understand it? Okay, it's about that thick, right, Tiffany? How many pages would you say it is? So there's a lot of ordinances in there, right? You guys want to add more to it, right? With the code enforcement?
No, we don't really want to add more to it. We wanted to update them.
Update them. Well, I wanted to continue on here because you guys you want to update them, and by update, it can get lost in translation with less freedom, more government control of people's lives. Now, I read the book cover to cover, and you know what? I found some ordinances in there that were rather peculiar. Some of the ordinances the city itself violates, specifically pertaining to curb and gutter, and the crown of the street cannot be higher than the curb. And so a while back, you know, there's places all over town where it's like a foot, in some cases almost 2 feet, where the crown of the street is higher than the curb. And that goes against city ordinances. You follow me? And so I have a question for you, the mayor. I have recorded hours of minutes in here over the course of 6 months, and you have made mention that there is a budget problem in this town very regularly. In fact, you make statements like, if you can find it in the budget, I would like to see you try. Or if you can find it in the budget, I would love to see you try. Do we have a huge budget problem?
Well, it's not huge, but we have to work within the means, just like a normal household has. Everybody has their own budget. You can't spend above your means of your household. And that's the way the city is too. We have so much budgeted for each department, each category every year. We can't go above that because we don't have it in the budget.
Gotcha. You guys found it in the budget to do this code enforcement though, right?
Sure.
Okay. So last month in public comment, I had some questions about the hazardous and illegal dumping that took place, which was investigated by the EPA. It was for a place that Tiffany referred to the mayor as being on College Street. I also corresponded with the city asking questions about who specifically sold the property And how much did that real estate agent make off the sale of said property? Now, I still haven't been given an answer. Were you able to find out who sold the property for sure? Because Green said his wife did, then you, the mayor, said she didn't and that it was someone else in her office. Then Green said he doesn't want anything to do with that business. Were you guys able to figure out who sold that property?
Derek, you wanna handle that?
I don't remember if we saw who sold that.
I didn't, but I forwarded that second part for you to.
I believe it was somebody out of Century 21. I don't remember if it was Jolene or not. Here, give me
Well, Green, you said that she sold a lot, right? Is that factual?
Yes,
Okay.
the lot after.
but
So,
what I also said was I have no interest in that business, I didn't. say-
Okay.
so to answer your question, the lot itself wasn't the issue. The issue was the demolition and the removal of the construction on it. Was not disposed of properly. So when Casey Luke took it down, it was not disposed of in the way it's supposed to be because he just hauled it away.
Do you guys know specifically where it was dumped, the location?
I do not. I have no idea.
Does anybody else know the whereabouts?
The EPA does.
The EPA does?
The EPA
Okay.
was made aware of where it was notified.
Do you know who made them aware of that?
No, probably you.
Well, I don't know.
I do not know.
You don't know for sure who did that? Okay,
I don't know who informed them.
gotcha.
But,
And then
yeah,
just your follow-up, Green. You know, there's an old saying, and if you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen. Have you guys ever heard of that saying? It's really old. I know of 3 locations the hazardous material may have been dumped. One of those spots is right next to a creek that feeds our drinking water source. So big man toys and vehicles in people's yards, bad. We need more codes on that, more government control, and less freedom on that. But hazardous material right next to a creek that feeds our drinking water source, you guys don't want to talk about it or release the findings from the EPA to the people of this town.
Are you sure this stuff came from the city? And these areas out by the creek are probably not in the city limits, so we have no jurisdiction over it.
That's right. But what if the materials from this project you guys were talking about, the material that was hazardous was taken to those locations?
I do not know that.
You don't know that, but the EPA does, right?
I don't know if they do or not.
You just said they do.
Well, they do, but I don't know if it was
Okay,
in there.
all right. I know most of the people in this room probably hate or dislike me, and that's fine. But wouldn't you guys like to know the truth? I mean, does anybody want to know the truth to this? Nobody wants to know the truth. I'm sure there's some people in town that would like to know the truth, though. So I just want to make sure you guys are all in on this code enforcement, right? Still to this day, it's been brought to my attention, he hasn't started, but he's going to, and you intend to adopt new codes, right?
Code enforcement means enforcing your current codes.
That's
Whether
right.
May there be changes, there may be, but I don't think we're the point of, and I'll talk with him, but at this point, there hasn't been discussion of changing ordinances, adding new ones, or even updating. That may happen, but at this point, there's no saying that, yes, we're adding new ordinances. And all ordinances get a reading and you will know them and they get published.
So my
You'll know them
question-
before they happen,
So my question is this, is you said he's gonna come and enforce the existing ones.
correct?
Why haven't you guys been able to enforce them?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want me and the city officers to be enforcing, I charge the city $100 an hour. If I'm going to court on this, month after month, it's going to be very expensive versus paying him to come in, talk with you guys first, and hopefully he gets the message across to you, the people that are violating, and it gets taken care of. Otherwise, yeah, I eventually will likely end up with it then if people don't do that.